cryptocurrency ecosystem. It's coin with a complex. On top of that, you have the ambition of your own big filmmaking.
But that's exactly what I think the true, authentic metaverse should be. It's not just a playground with crypto games. The very world universe. And with the cinema, I have special relationship. After all, by education, I'm film director.
What? When did you become a film director?
Much earlier than most people know me as.
Now, are you planning on directing some film?
Most likely, yes. My film ideas are not abstract.
But how will metaphors help people?
By decrypting DNA and creating digital avatar, which in turn can be used for the avatar in the Neo-DAO virtual world.
Hello, I'm Elvan, and I played the role of Puma Woman in the nascent Holy Guard Cineverse from Metaverse. More precisely, this is the whole multiverse, and recently you could see the pilot issue of the comic book, which, by the way, also has my heroine. And today we have the opportunity to talk to Lado Okhotnikov, founder of Metaverse. Lado, do I correctly understood what the great saga is planning? The saga with the adventures of the heroes of our universe?
Of course, it is very logical and fits well into the whole world that we are building, in which there are many games, but we have also the concept virtual meets real. And we go beyond the simple gameplay. And how did you think? How did you feel about your role from the beginning?
Well, I originally only saw the script of the first story within the framework of Roadmap event, episode 4. At the same time, I got acquainted with the context of Metaverse, which creates the metaverse, the cryptocurrency ecosystem. It's coin with a complex tokenomics. It never occurred to me that on top of that, you have the ambition of your own big filmmaking.
But that's exactly what I think the true, authentic metaverse should be. It's not just a playground with crypto games. The very world universe implies many multi-worlds.
Yes, but filmmaking requires, besides enormous resources, a very high level of competence.
No doubt. I do not tolerate incompetence. And this applies to any field. And with the cinema, I have special relationship. After all, by education, I am film director.
What? When did you become a film director?
Much earlier than most people know me as. In my student years, I studied film with passion. I can tell you a lot about how to film and how I filmed in my student years. I know all basic films of the world cinema starting from silent. I know movies of different countries. USA, Europe, countries of the former USSR, Japan, Korea, Iran, etc. In the world there are a huge number of amazing movies. On their background, it is strange to watch only new. Most of them are mediocre, and that's why I can't have us to make just another saga. No! We have to create the most exciting movie stories that will change the world's outlook in a positive way.
But you didn't have a career in cinema.
I had a bad negotiation with someone who was willing to invest in my film projects. I was too independent. I refused to bend over and adjust to the patterns. As a result, I decided that would not make compromises. But then you should not rely on someone's resources. You need to create your own. So I took the business road.
And now are you planning on directing some film?
Most likely, yes. My film ideas are not abstract, not just stories. I immediately have ideas like movies, with a certain rhythm of editing, with music, with certain actor accents. But at least in the beginning, I will create a tandem of co-directing, since support of experienced professional will help me a lot. Besides, it's hard to control directing when you're in the frame.
By the way, you will also play a role. But now, the question of how you have an understanding of acting no longer exists.
You know, my favorite teacher at our institute was teacher of acting, German Sidakov, who is known in Moscow with his powerful acting school.
I haven't heard of him, but we all know Stanislavski.
Stanislavski is a classic, but there must always be a modern school that meets modern challenges. After all, acting means dealing with the soul, and our psyche lives in the modern reality in which our consciousness develops.
Wow, Lado sounds like Master Dao.
Yes, the comparison is very appropriate.
I love that in the Holy Guards universe, not just superheroes saving the world with helpless people, but rather fighting to make people not helpless, becoming superheroes themselves. You could say that, couldn't you?
Yes, you put it beautiful. If I sound like Master Dao, you sound like Puma Woman. But we don't just have an action show, we have virtual meets real. And the intention of our characters are identical to our own intentions. Like holy guards, we will fight for balance in nature in general and in human nature in particular, using a holistic approach in a broad sense.
Holistic approach. Are we talking about health programs?
Yes, it's a very holistic approach because an organism is a unified system in which there are much more interconnections, as multifaceted, as neural ones than people think. For example, when you rub something into your face, remember that it will soak not only into your skin, but also into your brain tissue. And in general, the beauty of the face is affected by a lot. For example, by your posture, and the posture is affected by the condition of the feet, which are spoiled by ordinary shoes. So almost no one thinks that even shoes can affect the condition of the face. And this is just one example. There are a lot of such relationships. It seems difficult, but if you understand the basic principles, you can see how natural it is for you to live in harmony with nature.
I remember you saying that one of the fundamental tasks is nutrient supplementation.
Yes, it can dramatically improve your health if you act directly. That is, determine individually what you need. Then you can dramatically improve the quality of life, extend your youth, extend the life itself. If you make up for exactly what is missing you, because every person is a special universe.
Again, universes. Universes are everywhere. But how will metaphors help people?
By decrypting DNA and creating digital avatar, which in turn can be used for the avatar in the Neo-DAO virtual world.
Neo-DAO, is it the name of metaverse from metaphors?
Yes, that's right.
As I remember from our conversations, a big presentation about DNA sequencing coming up, right?
Yes, we cooperate with doctors and medical institute. More details are better after clarifying some nuances.
Well, let's wait. It's really interesting. No less interesting than our movie.
I'm inspired, and I'm happy to inspire others. If there is such synergy, then we have a better chance that the result will be great. When we have such synergy, then, do you know how we can say that?
Oh yes, I guess.
Go ahead, tell it to everyone.
We are with you. Force. Planet Sue, I represent the teams from Singapore and Malaysia. It was so glad to be here today.